happy unless you are scratching your head, fighting back tears, and taking a stand for your life, and anxiously waiting for more. Thank you so much for joining us as we talk about episode 3.24, The Divine Move. I am Dawn.
And I'm Lilith, and I just have to say, Season 3B of Teen Wolf has come to a close. I don't know about you, but I am still filled with pain, strife, chaos, and just a little bit of confusion. I have to hand it to Jeff. I definitely did lose my mind over the course of the seasons, and parts of it still haven't returned, I must confess. It's been a long, strange, hard, and emotional trip, and I don't ever think I will be over the death of Allison Argent or the fact that Kate Argent is back from the quote-unquote dead.
If you have not heard yet, we have fabulous news. Season 4 is going to start on June 23rd, so we have very little time for a hiatus. It makes me very happy. I'm so excited. And let's just hope that we have the same situation when we go into Season 5. Good news also on this one. We actually went up in the ratings. We are at a 0.9, which is not the highest we've had this season because we did get a 1.0 a couple times, but it's definitely up from the last few weeks. We also went up in our viewers, which was 2.255 million viewers. And then we got a 2.0 in the coveted 12 through 34 demo. So we did phenomenally in that. Actually, they sent out a press release talking about how awesome Teen Wolf has done. It went up by 50% from season 2, 5+3 ratings. Yep. Also on the social front, Teen Wolf, the finale, generated 855,000 tweets.
Wow.
Yes. It topped 52 national and worldwide trending topics. And according to MTV, Teen Wolf is the most social series they have ever had, and it is listed as one of the top 5 most social series in all of 2014. Teen Wolf's just getting bigger and better all the time. Kudos to the cast and crew, and of course, Jeff Davis.
Yep, definitely. I'm so proud of Teen Wolf. We've come a very long way in a very little amount of time, and it just keeps getting better. And I'm so happy to see the Teen Wolf fandom growing and not being that fandom for the most part. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's still really open, warm, and welcoming, and it's just a relief and good to see.
Very, very true.
So, as I predicted, Jeff did indeed write this, and Russell McCauley did indeed direct this. Go figure. It's a pattern. I cracked it.
And it's a good one.
Definitely.
I like that team.
So the synopsis both Teen Wolf wikis gave me was this. With the Nigasuni in control of the Oni, Scott and Derek call upon their friends and allies to make a final stand. No, not really, but okay. I guess we should get to all the great stuff that we like.
Here is number 15 for me. It's a quote. Malia, I sometimes ran from cougars trying to eat me. Coach, I've got the same problem.
Yes! Oh my God, yes! I loved it! Gonna start with Papa Stalinsky when he's in the sheriff's department. He tells Deputy Parrish, you're gonna need a bigger gun.
Oh yeah, that one is on my list too. This one is a little moment. And it's when Deaton fights one Oni with the other Oni's sword. I was like, woohoo! Deaton can fight!
You want to talk about a small moment that stood out? I absolutely love when the Oni come into the sheriff's department. They do this close pan up of the wanted poster and then go back to the Oni.
Oh, I have that one too.
We both love that wanted poster, so it doesn't even surprise me.
Oh, and this is a tiny, tiny moment, too, that nobody else probably even saw, but I loved it. In the hospital scene, where we get that very fabulous classic scene that's going to be in my top 10.
Yep.
Way up in my top 10?
Yep.
Okay. So apparently we're both going to have it about the same place. There's this one tiny moment where this orderly comes out with a hospital tray and tries to take on the Oni with the hospital tray. I was rolling.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about what happened to me during the first 5 minutes of Teen Wolf. I was completely gutted, and I knew I was in for a bumpy ride. Scott looks to Chris Argent and goes, how are you doing this? And just Chris is just keeping it together, and he goes, it's what we do. And I'm just like, I love you, Chris. You're so strong, but you're about to crack any second now.
Yeah, that is getting an award from me also, because that was so hard to take. And the whole coaching of Scott of what to say, and we've coached Isaac too, because Isaac's using the same words in the interrogation, and oh man, yeah.
So it was just crazy intense scene, and I was like, I'm glad Scott stopped and kind of, we get the explanation later in another scene that I really like too, but it's not really an explanation, and I totally blame Gerard too.
I was like, you screwed your kid up. You totally screwed your kid up.
Him and John Winchester need to go hang out.
Oh yeah. I'm telling you, if Gerard doesn't die in season 4, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fanfic kill him or something. I don't know. He's gotta die. I'm gonna go with another quote, and it's not the scene that I like, it's the quote that I like. And it's when Scott says, "The plan is to save you. That's the plan I'm going with."
Yep.
That's the Scott I'm going with. Period.
Yep.
He just, loyal Scott is his best trait. It's the best facet of his character, and it's the one that keeps me tied to this story.
Okay, this next one is an exchange. The scene where it's Kira, Styles, and they're at Kira's house, and they're talking, and then, Mama Yakamura gives Styles some tea. Styles looks at it very cautiously. What is it? Kira's mom goes, "It's tea." And Styles goes, like, "What, magic tea?" Kira's mom, "No, chamomile. Drink it."
My next one goes to smart characters. Smart Isaac, smart Allison, smart Styles. They all figure it out.
My next one, I guess, the line comes later, but the scene in general. Derek Scott fangirls out on the twins and tells the audience exactly, if you don't like Scott, this is why you should like Scott.
Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. This is how I phrased it. Derek's fanboy crush speech about Scott.
Now we spent way too much time together.
And I'm going to go with Dark Style Snark. I loved it. Now, Styles is still far more snarky than Dark Styles, just saying. But Dark Styles, when he asks the orderly to page Melissa, and then has them stab him, and then he goes with, "Well, I guess I'll just find her myself."
Literally my next one, Dawn. And I guess I'm going to talk about, I thought that the divine move was them actually remembering what the scroll said, and when Scott bites the Nigatsuni. I just like the look on his face and everything that kind of flows from that. They're just like, surprise, no, we got you.
That's my number 6. I called it the Styles and Lydia bait, Scott bite, Kara stab, Isaac catch combo. It's them working together, and that's why it made it so high up in my list.
That particular scene just meant a lot to me, but it's just lower on my list particularly because there's so much other awesome stuff. Like, this episode was just jam-packed with awesome moments, lines, scenes.
I agree, 100%. So, I am going to go with Styles picks up Kira's sword to kill himself, but Scott protests, and that's the lines that say, Styles, no, Styles, Scott, what if it saves you? What if it saves all of you? And Lydia, what if it's just another trick?
Okay, so I'm going to go with this next line. Styles, okay, so is anyone feeling divinely inspired?
And that's on my list too. It was on my list as number 16, so I'm good here.
Yeah, it's at the bottom. Just digging through.
Believe me, I understand here. Yeah, I just thought that was brilliant. It's style snark. It's real style snark. And I know I'm going to pull in Supernatural Oli in this episode. Here we go. I loved Robo-Sam of season 6 of Supernatural. I adored Robo-Sam. But it was a nice relief to have real Sam back when he came back.
Yep.
And that's exactly how I feel here. I adore Dark Styles and his creepiness and his intensity and the fact that he's one of the few people that actually scares me on the show. But I love having my real Styles back. All right, number 11, Danny Knows.
Girl, yes!
Oh my goodness. I was like, what? I think I was more shocked than Ethan was.
Yep. I love how Twitter was just like, yeah, that's the the biggest plot twist that Danny knows.
Oh my goodness, it was the biggest shock. It is getting my biggest shock of this episode award in a finale.
Now the question becomes, is Danny still firmly on Team Human?
Oh, I hope he's human. But my big question is, Ethan's leaving. So is anybody going to know that Danny knows?
That was definitely higher up on my list. As a matter of fact, Dude, It's Beacon Hills was the title of the review that I posted for Teen Wolf on my blog this week.
That is number 4 on my list.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a little meta, like, dude, it's Teen Wolf. What'd you expect?
Uh-huh. That's number 4 because not only was that the absolute best answer that you could give in 30 seconds or less, because it really didn't have time to go into how he knew.
Exactly.
But it's also what I'm considering as the tagline of this podcast from here on out.
Yup.
Because it is Teen Wolf in a nutshell. 4 words sums the whole show up.
Yup.
That's number 4 for me. That is so high up there because it is something that I am going to use all the time now.
I'm going to wear that out, dog. You don't even know.
Personally, I think we all should have t-shirts made.
We totally should. Oh my gosh. And I think I'm going to have to make myself a t-shirt that says that.
Oh man, I'm telling you, whoever comes up with the Dude It's Beacon Hills t-shirt, tweet me. I'm buying your product. That is the new Teen Wolf motto for everything.
I guess I want to talk about this, and not in a shipping way, but more of a metaphysical kind of philosophical thing, is that, you know, Scott is fighting for Styles the best way he knows how to, and then Lydia is, like, literally holding on to Styles for his dear life. I just kind of like that juxtaposition of it, because, I don't know, like, Lydia and Styles haven't had that much time this season, even though it seemed like they were a really good team together, so I like that it was Lydia that was his physical representation to holding him to this realm, basically, because he was near death. Like, let's just be real.
Oh, yeah. He was making me worry.
Very much so.
I like when I worry about my favorite character.
Because it's Jeff Davis. You literally never know now. He's taken that person of interest plunge where it's like, I don't know. We still have so many Teen Wolves that, you know, yeah, somebody could possibly go.
Out of all of the characters that are leaving because the actors want to pursue something else, Dylan O'Brien's career is the hottest at this point. So if anybody's going to go to pursue their career, it makes sense that it would be him. And so I live in fear of the time when he decides he wants to leave Teen Wolf.
I think Jeff would be more willing, out of any actor besides Tyler Posey, but Tyler Posey isn't really doing too much on the side, that he would probably actually literally work around Dylan O'Brien's schedule.
That is what I'm hoping. I am hoping that season 4 is a shortened season, not just because Jeff needs a break, but because that allows Dylan O'Brien to pursue possibly a sequel to Maze Runner and all these other things that he's doing. I really, you know, if I have to sacrifice 12 episodes a year of Teen Wolf in order for Styles to be in it, I'm okay with that.
Yep, I definitely see that happening. And I also think that Dylan is very much like Jared and Jensen, where, you know, it's a family, it's cast and crew. He knows these people, that the people behind the scenes depend on basically the main cast for their paycheck, and that they're all a family. And so he wouldn't really do that to them or the fans unless he, like, absolutely had to. You know what I mean?
I feel like that he is, very loyal to the show, too. And so I hope so. I fully support people having to pursue their own dreams and their own goals. And anybody who needs to leave a show to do something else, go for it. I wish you all the best in the world.
Definitely.
But it would not be Teen Wolf without Styles for me.
The Scott and Styles is it's the bro TP, the end all bro tees on TV. It's the foundation of the show. You know, I hope this show gets a good long run, and they still, everybody who wants to do something on the side has time to do what they need to do on the side.
Right. That is my hope also. All right. Well, since that was number 4 for me, I'm going to go back to my other pile, and I'm going to say Malia almost claws Styles. I like that moment. That was a fun moment. You know, I like how she was able to be excited about something because she's really been kind of not standoffish, obviously, because she had sex in the bottom of a morgue, basically, well, mental hospital. But, you know, she doesn't ever look like she's having any fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so at this point, it's the first time that we get to see Malia laugh, enjoy herself, act like a real teen. And so it gives me hope that her character will not be insane the entire time.
Although if she goes bad, it would be a twist that I could get behind because I like Shelley Henning from Secret Circle. Even though I didn't really realize that because she's changed a bit since Secret Circle. It took me a minute to click, but I just don't want her to be part of another crappy love triangle. The actress deserves so much more than that. So let's hope that she has something more to offer than being Peter's daughter and being, you know, 1/3 or 4th or 6th of a love triangle. You know, Teen Wolf loves love geometry.
Octagon.
The only side eye that Malia gets from me. Other than that, I'm very happy to have Shelley Henning aboard. Okay, so I'm just going to get to this line. The best line in the Derek fangirl speech. You don't fight for a leader. You fight for a leader's cause.
I agree. I thought that was the best part of the rousing fanboy speech. All right. My number 10 is a quote, and it is Aiden. I hate ninjas.
That's at the bottom of my list, but yes.
You and me both, honey. You and me both.
I guess I'm just going to get into the heart and soul of my list. And I'm going to start with this particular part. Sheriff Stilinski tells Deputy Pierce to just hold on a little longer. I love that little exchange between them. It was soft. It was tender. He's not related to Deputy Pierce. He's a colleague. But obviously, Sheriff cares about all of his deputies. And I just found that very, I don't know. I was in a mood, and I liked it.
Well, and I think it shows him thinking of him like a son. But yeah, I thought that was very sweet too. I like all Sheriff scenes in this episode. I thought that he did a phenomenal job. And I'm really, Parrish has really grown on me, so he should be dead or evil by next season.
Yep, basically.
I'm going to go with another tender moment, and I'm not usually one for those tender, sentimental, sappy moments, but I am going with Melissa holds Scott as he cries about Allison and Aiden.
Yes, I love the little touch that Tyler Posey added by rubbing his tattoo, making him think of Allison. That whole scene, I was just like, yes, baby, let it out. Let Mama McCall take care of you.
I mean, if you think about it, Melissa has had so many fantastic scenes with Styles this season. But really, besides this scene, her only real big scene with Scott is her Be Your Own Anchor scene. And
that was at the beginning.
Right at the beginning, yeah. So it was nice to have that. I mean, she's had nice moments with Scott before, but they've been so busy and so many things have been happening that they haven't really had time to sit and connect with each other. Yep. And this was all about a mama being there for her hurting son, and it just grabbed me right in the heart, and it's right where I live, and I'm like, oh, baby.
And it was no words needed. That's another one of those, I love silent storytelling, and she just knew. I can't get enough of Melissa Ponte. I just can't. But I will say I'm mad. She promised me they were all going to wear scarves and it was going to be okay. We'll get to that in the Twitter section. Okay, I'll up you another hug. The Chris and Isaac hug.
Oh, yeah, number 5.
Now that hit me in the heart. Just, oh my goodness. Isaac's like, but I don't. And like, that's when the little lost puppy dog really worked the best for Isaac out of any time ever. And the fact that Chris hugs him, and when he hugs him, he gets this look in his face. He's trying to hold it together, but at the same time, you just know he's really angry and smarting over this whole messed up situation. He's cursing himself for not staying out of the Hunters game and all this other stuff. And it just...
Well, for me, the Arjun Isaac hug was phenomenal, but it's when Arjun's eyes go super cold, and it's like, yeah, you're hugging him, but you're not feeling this. You are about to lose it, and he looked like a killer.
Well, he is, and I think he's on the verge of just not caring.
Yeah, I thought that it was a very, very well acted scene. Because he gives Isaac the comfort he needs, but he can't get the comfort from it. I am going to go with another Argent one, actually. This is at the very bottom of my list, by the way. And it is Argent looking away as Aiden dies. Because he just can't watch another kid die. Let me just say that J.R. Bourne...
Is it awful that that's in the bottom of my favorites list? Well, not the fact that he died. I did want them to leave, but I think that it was awfully J.K. Rowling of him to really do that, and it hit me in the childhood feels so hard. Sorry for feels. It did though. I was just like, no, not another friend, George. No. Who gave you the right, Jeff Davis? Who gave you the right, sir? But I love that scene. That was the best that they've ever come across on screen for me personally, because I don't know, some of their snark is hit and miss for me. Some of their screen time was unnecessary. So, but this one was just like, man, I wouldn't wish that on my own worst enemy, you know?
I wouldn't wish it on my own worst enemy, but it didn't make me feel... that was not the most touching moment for me.
I didn't know how he was going to do it. I honestly didn't know how Jeff was going to get rid of the twins. So I was just like, oh, okay, this works.
Yeah. I'm glad they're gone, so I was good with that scene too.
I guess I'm going to talk about this. It's in my favorite but least favorite thing. Is that Kate, I don't like the character of Kate, but the fact that she's back and resurrected because Peter got resurrected, I just feel like evens out some balance, some scale in a lot of the fandom's mind, because, you know, a lot of the fandom complains that Jeff, kills off the women and brings the evil guys back and all this stuff. So I feel like it's
I'm one of them.
Yeah, me too. But it's true. It's just statistical facts. I don't feel one way or another about it, but it is statistical facts. It's empirical evidence on it for whatever reason.
One way or another.
I really don't, though. I don't. I could get into it of, you know, how Jeff, you know, it's point of view kind of thing where I don't think it's intentional.
I think that he knows now that it is a problem.
Oh yeah, now.
And so he's got to do something to remedy it. Mm-hmm. And he did the absolute worst thing he could do to remedy it.
But a lot of people are happy about it. So if you're happy about it, more power to you. That's all I can say. It's evening out the scales. That's one of the things that I hear the fandom well, at least he's trying. And, you know, we have Malia now and we have Kira. So, we're getting more females on the show. How their storylines progress, that's a whole nother story. But it is starting to eat regression to the mean.
All right, number 7 for me. Derek tells Aiden that Lydia will think he's a hero. I like the parallelism between Aiden's death and Allison's death. But mostly what I like about this is that it's Derek saying exactly what needs to be said at a time that is highly emotional.
I like the dream sequence. Where Derek's in the locker room talking to Styles, and then he goes, how do you know? And Styles is like, you have extra fingers. And instead of using his hands, he uses Styles' hands. I just was like, why did he pick up Styles' hand? But I don't know. I just kind of liked that he, it was just weird. Because, I mean, think about it. Styles is basically the one that has been struggling at the beginning of the season to know what was real. So, I mean, I get why he did that, but it was a little confusing for me.
Number 3 for me. Because I like to lump things together when scenes are really, really good. Number 3 is fight scenes, period. All of them. No matter what it is. I love the fight scene at the sheriff's office. I love the fight scene in Narnia. I love the fight scene outside the school. You know? I thought that the fight sequences were very well choreographed this time. And in all honesty, all of 3B got better at fight scenes. They've been adding some stuff in. It looks visually cool. They've got some good choreography going through. It's not all, you know, Cirque du Soleil like it used to be. You know, there's a lot of different elements that they're pulling in, and it makes them fascinating to watch. We're not at James Bamford level at this point, but we're getting close. And I really enjoy the fight scenes in this show.
I hope we get more of the ladies, at the very least, training and stuff like that. And that's where I think I'll be really excited for, fight sequences and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And can somebody please teach Lydia how to, you know, protect herself?
I think she might have one of those canary scream things. Sorry.
Can't, you know, while Malia is learning how to be a werewolf, can't Lydia learn how to be a hunter?
I would love that so much.
You know, Arjun needs to have somebody in his life.
Oh, one thing I want to touch on is that I really, really, really loved the scene where they like the how they transitioned the scene from them walking into the front of the high school to the illusion, the Oni illusion fight in the snow. I just yeah. I really, really, really loved it. Like, the filter changed, but it was like this quick transition and just like sucked you right in. You're like, wait, what? So yeah.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time as confused as the characters were.
Me too.
All right, let's go to the hospital slaughter scene.
Okay, but no, like, are you gonna pull in the supernatural reference? Cause
yeah,
bad mood rising. It's not like I didn't already have and grin on top of that. Like, really, really, that poor song has so many negative connotations.
Oh my goodness. It's actually in my recap. And I put in there, sorry, but when this song comes on, you have to have a supernatural reference.
It's
do. Mandatory. It's just, you do. That song is irrevocably tied to supernatural. So when it comes on, that's where my brain goes. I don't care what weird, funky, version you're using. And this one worked for this one really well, by the way.
It definitely did.
Oh my goodness. It was phenomenal. This scene would not have made my top 10 without that song.
Nope. Not even joking.
So simple. In all honesty, it wasn't just the music. It was the lighting. It was the cinematography. It was the pacing of it. It was the reaction shots that they kept going to Dark Styles.
Oh, I love the end one before the commercial where it's just him standing in the light making the evil faces. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Creep-tastic.
It was chaos in the way that the Nugazzini really, it really showed his chaos. And, oh, man, everything about that scene worked because of the music.
Definitely. I know, it wasn't as traumatizing as Baby potentially being off the series in the first season, but it was like, whoa, the nigga Sunny is not playing no games right now. He is going for it.
It was a powerful scene. Absolutely powerful. My number one scene, by far, is actually more a moment in a scene, and that is Dark Styles flipping out about no one being able to beat him. The whole speech where he goes, this was my game. You think you can beat me at my game? Divine move? Divine move? You think you have any moves at all? You can kill the Oni, but me? I'm 1,000 years old. You can't kill me. Oh my goodness. I was like, that is the most powerful moment of season 3B for me.
Yeah, that was very shocking that like this 1,000-year-old spirit just flips out.
Oh my goodness. And it was so well done and it was so intense. And yet, for all of its mustache twirling drama monologue words, because it's got some monologue words that just require you to twirl some mustaches, I didn't feel like it was overplayed. And that is very hard for a show for me. Because most of the time you give me dialogue like that, and I swear I see the blonde tied to the railroad tracks with the mustache twirler on top of her. So I thought that it was powerful. It was well done. The only two scenes that compares to it for me in intensity in 3BE is the Scott Styles hug at the MRI and the nightmare that opened it up with Sheriff holding Styles as he was screaming.
My number one is actually featuring Douche Dad, a.k.a. Raphael, a.k.a. Captain Interruptus. A.k.a. Kyle. Like, who are you, sir? I really like the elevator scene. It upped the ante. It had me worried about Melissa Ponzio. It had me worried about Mama McCall. And she's just trying to tell him in her what could potentially be her last moments is to reconcile with Scott. Keep trying. She basically said, I didn't tell a dad to get out of his son's life. I told a drunk to get out of my house because he was drunk. And no good one at that, I don't know. It just touched me for some reason. And I really like the character of Melissa. I really like the actress, Melissa Ponzio. And it's just like, when you can get me worried like that, all worked up, I'm like, if Mama McCall dies, I will ride in the streets.
You weren't the only one saying that or tweeting that or feeling that.
I was like, why couldn't it be Douche Dad? that concludes our very long list of all our favorite stuff. So that means it is now time for issues.
Number 5. No, Jeff Davis, it's not okay. It is not okay to keep killing off your characters. And more importantly, it's not okay that they're okay with it. Allison said it's okay probably 5 times in her 2-minute dying speech. Then we follow up with Aiden going, it's okay. It's not okay. Your definition of okay is not okay.
I actually have a problem with the twin dying parallel with Allison, how he died in his arms with a loved one. It's like, can Allison have anything special and unique to herself, please? It just really bugged me. I was just like, that.
Well, for me, the problem is that both of them in their dying breath are worried about their big love, their big high school love. Instead of, let's say, I don't know, making, hey, Dad, you can kill them with silver so that nobody else dies. Their number 1 priority. Number 4 for me. No more dream fingers. First off, it's not true. I don't know where they're getting these it's a dream if things.
Well, it's not the same for everybody anyway. Your lexicon, right. Your dream lexicon is totally independent of the person's syntax, psyche, and all that stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm like, really, dream fingers again, and I did not like that. You know, they're in the locker of absolute no security.
It's Derek's place, though. Like, that's where he always confronts everybody. Is the shower room
of the local high school.
It's creepy.
Is that? I didn't like the dream scene at all. I thought it was overplayed. I hate the dream finger stuff. I don't particularly even like the whisper voices that we got in it. It was like their voices are weird too, and they're like super soft.
And that brings me to my next issue. We had all this time for all this other junk, but no time to mourn for Allison truly, like a proper way.
Mm-hmm.
We had time for the dream sequence. We had time for the voiceover with Kira. Oh, I don't know what to say to them, and
that's on my list too.
Just like it just was like really like it just wasn't. It didn't feel right to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the fact that we're gonna do when season 4 picks up, it's gonna be a time jump of 2 months, so we're not getting a funeral for Allison.
Wow.
So anybody who's holding in on that, unless it comes as a flashback, we're not getting a funeral for Allison. And I think
the call sheet. They leaked the call sheet a while ago. I don't know if it was made to be a foiler or whatever, but it actually had Crystal Reed's name on it, so we might actually get a.
Okay, so we might get it as a flashback then.
But again, I'm not so sure about the authenticity of it.
So long as she doesn't come back to haunt Derek in his dreams in a crazy Allison way.
No, she's Kate. She's Kate Jiminy Cricket for the first two episodes.
Yeah.
She's like, you can't be doing that, Kate. That's not good, Kate.
Number 3, Mummy Mouth. Again. When Styles barfed himself up out of Mummy Mouth, I thought we were done with him. I really did.
Okay, my next one. Why are you trying to make Douche Dad more sympathetic? You know, sometimes the show just needs a character that the audience can just bash guilt-free. I mean, yes, we do have our umbrage in the form of Gerard, but still, come on, give us something else, because we don't see him often enough to bash him enough.
And that doesn't mean that we want to see him anymore.
No, definitely not. Oh, Gerard gets an award for not even, yes, he gets an award.
Yeah. And by the way, 10 points to you for the umbrage preference. I think he was adding a characteristic to Douche Dad. He's now clueless Douche Dad. So I thought that was incredibly douchey, and then he topped it by being even more douchey in the Melissa dying scene, where he basically blames Melissa for kicking him out. I'm like, really? What was that? What, you told me to leave? Seriously, you're blaming the dying woman because you were drunk? Hello? She did not tell you to be a douche for the rest of your life. All right. Number 2, Silver. Really?
Right?
Oh my, how in the world did the Nagatsune, who is over 1,000 years old, not know that Silver kills his main enemy? How is that even possible? How is it possible that hunters who are else have not even tried it on the Oni.
Well,
Really?
first of all, bow and arrows came long before silver bullets.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Oh, yeah. Is there no silver in Japan? Are they having a silver shortage? Do they not have silver? I don't know the answers to this, but if the answer is no, this makes no sense.
Plot device.
And that's exactly what I called it in the recap. I said this is a plot device, capital P, capital D. This is a creature that makes his living off of tricking people and chaos, and he can't figure out that silver kills his immortal enemy, the only thing that can attack him. It's not like he can't just punch silver inside their body. How are they even only alive at this point? They're like easily killed. They're werewolf easy.
It was to make sure that Allison was gone but not forgotten. That's basically what it was. I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. At times, this episode felt a little anticlimactic. And that just shouldn't be for a finale.
I can see that. I would say that the episode before this was far more anticlimactic to me. Where everybody's waiting around till nightfall so they could do something.
I mean, it felt like they didn't know. They knew they were writing with the end in sight instead of, step by step from the beginning. That's just the last 2.5 episodes. I just felt like they were writing with the end in sight and weren't too sure how to get there. So we were just plodding along. And I just expect a little more from Teen Wolf. That's all. Like, you remember how season 3A ended and it's Scott and it's Styles and like you just like, yeah. But this one was just like, Kate, no! Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just a different, like, we've ended every season with Scott and Styles, and for this to be the season of all seasons where we've been dealing with Dark Styles from not to end on Scott and Styles, it just kind of, I guess, ticked me off a little bit, and especially because it was Kate.
Well, that's number one.
My number one as well, ma'am.
By far, yeah. It isn't even...
35 episodes, ma'am. 35 episodes. We have not seen the character of Kate Argent. She was supposed to be dead.
She was buried by a hunting family. What the heck kind of hunting family doesn't realize that their daughter, is not dead? So unless Gerard knew that she was not dead and used her to help him try to become a werewolf, and then we're going backwards, 2 seasons ago, and I don't need to be in season 4 and go back to season 2.
Yeah.
So it didn't end with Scott and Styles having their time.
Which we desperately needed.
Absolutely, because that's what the show is built on.
If any season, I would be good with any other season not ending that way, but this season, just for the F moment that Jeff was going for, I just don't. This
is like ending Supernatural without the brothers.
No, it's like ending Supernatural where the radio comes on, Carry On, Wayward Son, and Dean goes, I hate that song, and then fade to black. That would be the equivalent, man.
It didn't give us that closure with the relationship that the entire show is built off of, and every season finale needs to have their Scott and Styles moment, and this one did not have it. 2, of all the females that you have killed off, Jeff Davis, this is the one you bring back? Really? She was annoying from her 3rd episode. And she didn't stop being annoying until finally I could scream, hallelujah, the witch is dead. I don't need Psycho Were-Jaguar. I just don't. You've already done Psycho enough. Bring back a character that has some oomph to her,
Bring Jennifer back. I'll say it for you. Bring Jennifer back.
Bring Jennifer back. You need to have somebody who has at least some nuances. Because Kate Argent, besides Gerard, is the most cardstock character in this show. I mean, all of the villains have been way over the top. But Kate leaped over them in a single bound. She is a terrible character. She has no real motive. She's just psycho. And crazy for crazy's sake is not interesting. Crazy for crazy's sake gets boring quickly, and that's what happened with her. Why bring her back? She was the least interesting character you have. I mean, even Gerard is more interesting than Kate. And I have not hated a person and wanted them off my screen more than Gerard in this show, except for Kate.
I feel like they were like, okay, Crystal Reed's leaving. Oh crap, that means Gerard's the only, person left in, Chris's family. What do we do? Oh, time to bring Kate back.
If you want Argent to have more family, you don't resurrect the dead psycho. You make Parrish part of that family. Because he's got to fit in at some point. He's obviously drawn to Beacon Hills. He's got some kind of a supernatural tie. Make him long lost cousin, nephew. Heck, make him Kate's son. Here's my two hopes. One, it really is all a dream. Derek's having one of those extended style streams where he thinks he woke up, but he really didn't. He's still in the dream, and Kate is going to be a bad memory that we don't have to deal with. That's not going to happen because she's obviously going to be starring in this season. Or, two, Kate and Gerard get in a massive fight in the nursing home. They level the whole thing and kill each other off in the second episode. That's the only way this works for me.
Oh, can I pitch my theory about Malia?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that there's more to Malia besides Peter's man pain / Talia betrayal subplot. I kind of want her to be the piece of the puzzle that allows Talia Hale to be resurrected.
Talk about somebody who could have been a fabulous character to resurrect. You want to have Derek have all this pain? You don't resurrect Kate. You resurrect his mama.
Just gonna throw that out there. Not too late for season 5. Just gonna throw that out there if you're listening, Jeff. So what'd you give this episode?
I give this episode an A-. I thought there was a lot of great things about it. I really like the characterization. And the only reason that it's not an A is because of the last 3 minutes.
Yes. Okay. I gave it a B-. But the thing that irritated me was Kate. Like, I get why he felt like he had to do what he had to do. There was no mourning of Allison the way that I wanted. That was appropriate for a main character for 3.5 seasons. The original Fab 4,
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like, it just grated me the wrong way. I mean, there were just, like I said, like, obviously in our favorites, there's just tons and tons, and we still have tons and tons to talk about that we didn't mention. But it's just the stuff that I didn't like, didn't feel right, didn't sit right with me, so it sits in a B-.
Who was your MVP?
I gave it to Chris Argent. Because he comes in and he finishes what Allison started to defeat the Oni. And that's the pivotal moment where everything changes besides the bite. And then, if I really had to say, like, Team Pac Mahale, I guess, McCall, like, because they work together and defeat the Nigasuni, but Chris just finishes Allison's job, and that was just a really powerful moment for me. And he, he's the backbone of the pack, too, so.
Mm-hmm. He's the knowledge center.
Yeah.
Heck, he's the emissary. And trainer. And alpha, to be totally honest.
Just bite him and get it over with.
My MVP, because I could not choose between the pack, because everybody in the pack just shined. There was some part in everyone. I decided that who was most important and therefore the MVP of the episode for me is Dark Styles.
Okay.
He runs the show. He has some of the best scenes. He definitely has the best snark. And he very intense. I'm giving it to Dark Styles.
Best character interactions?
I was tied.
Me too. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
It's a 3-way tie for me personally.
I narrowed it down to 2, but I had 3 to begin with. So, mine are going to Styles and Lydia. I thought that they did a good job of showing each other support. When at the beginning with Styles dying, Lydia is basically his crutch, literally.
Yep.
She's basically carrying him around. And then as soon as he is better, he is her emotional support when Aiden dies.
Yep.
And so I thought that was a really good balance, and I just like the two of them together. Let them be friends, let them stay friends. I don't care where they go with it, but I do want more interaction with them because they are super talented and they work really well together. And then my other character interaction goes to Argent and Isaac.
Yep. Mine is Argent and Isaac, Argent and Chris, and then Melissa and douche dad Raphael, whatever. Especially because she called him an idiot. Just
oh yeah.
She's like, are you brain dead? Who sends their teenage son? A follow-up email.
Email.
I swear I'm gonna start using that. I'm like, yeah, I'll just send you a follow-up email.
I don't know. What was your best reason to watch?
It's really not different between the character interactions and the MVP.
Yeah. For me, it's Team Pack working together and working so well. And the sheer intensity of pieces of this episode, too. But really, it's the pack and giving each part of the pack time to be the hero.
Miscellaneous awards to give out here.
Go for it.
The what a relief it is award. No, Gerard, that was a fake rumor.
It's amazing how sometimes the best things are what don't happen. Best gymnastics. Isaac somersaults into the fight. While they overplayed that before, they've downplayed that in this season, so it was a nice bit of continuity from season 3A and all that came before it.
Opera moment when Teen Wolf feels like supernatural by creating a classic, shocking, and unforgettable scene by incorporating the song Bad Moon Rising.
I have saddest statement, Arjun, it's what we do. And then I have the most simpatico award. Lydia and Styles both feel that time is running out as the Oni take out the police station and the hospital. It was a supernatural vibe that they both had. I like that because, again, I like those two working together.
Okay, my last one is It's So Hard to Say Goodbye award is Styles' Wall of Weird.
Let's just say that Twitter, again, was awash with fabulous Teen Wolf tweets. The first one, under staff and official people tweeting, is Melissa Ponzio. And she said, the reason Beacon Hills Memorial Hospital is always over budget? The cleaning bill.
Ha ha!
Actor who plays Danny, and I'm not going to butcher your name, sir, says, she might not have werewolf powers, but Ms. McCall seems superhero to me. And apparently the only qualified hospital help in Beacon Hills. Maddie MCD wrote, every time a Teen Wolf fan says something about 13 weeks being a long time, a Teen Wolf writer gets a gray hair. Okay, so you're all gray is what you're telling me? Then Ian Bowen, who plays Peter, said, I'm sorry I blacked out. Is it June 23rd yet? Holland Roden, who plays Lydia, said, so Max Carver hates ninjas. Does he hate Splinter and pizza as well?
Ooh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle reference.
I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle reference. Then Melissa Ponzio also said what I think. She was tweeting to the actors who play Sheriff and Argent, and she said, well, I've been told many times that we are not allowed to die on Teen Wolf. So there. Maddie MCD again. Is this poison? Yes, the kind where black smoke comes out of your wounds, you silly child deputy. Snarking at your own character. Love it. The official Teen Wolf one just said exactly what I thought. I am so sick of this walking mummy. When is someone going to set him on fire?
Yup. Retweeted that.
Ian Bowen, who plays Peter, said, this is the longest commercial break in history. Melissa Ponzio again said, can I get some Mountain Ash up in this joint? Or a Band-Aid? As far as fans go, At Style Shadow says, Peter makes were-coyotes, banshees, werewolves, were-cats. He's like super alpha. I would have said he's making a menagerie, but, you know. I thought it was great, too. At Dactyl Girl said, if Mama McCall dies, I will not be responsible for my actions. But my favorite tweet actually is from Jeff Brian Davis, who is, I believe, a producer on Whose Line Is It Anyway? And he wrote, good night, all. Keep watching that show I didn't write, and don't forget to threaten my life in Portuguese all of the time. And then he put hashtag wrong Jeff Davis.
Poor guy.
At Sam Giffen 95 said, can we just take a moment and cry because we've realized that Moondays are now back to being Mondays?
Only 3 months, guys. It's what me and my friends are calling Morn Day.
Morn Day? That works. That does work. At Blue Wildfire, yeah, sorry, wrote, my thoughts during the hospital scene. So it takes all these people to relieve Melissa Ponzio on her lunch break? She does seem to do everything in the hospital. perhaps they don't have enough money to pay everybody else either, and so she's just like the floater for everyone. And then my last one is by @MassPoxOra. Sorry, MASPOXAROH. And it's addressed to Melissa Ponzio, and it says, "What to expect next season? I need to schedule my psychologist." So, lots of great tweets. Those were my favorites.
I actually have some Melissa Ponzio tweets that she was tweeting earlier in the day about the Teen Wolf finale. One of them is, in the Teen Wolf finale, I still at Edie Mae's cookie recipe. Greenberg is revealed. The kids studied for school. Oh, and unicorns. Oh, and then the next one is this. And in the Teen Wolf finale, Lydia wears pants. We all wear #scarves. The finale, #wears us all out, and #unicorns. Lots of smiley faces. Lydia wears pants. Yeah, right, Melissa.
I love that one.
I just love the scarf one. I was just like, aw. Because Isaac's gone. Well, now it's even more, a little more poignant since Isaac is gone. So on the Tumblr side of things, I saw a lot of cool season 3B wrap-up stuff. We got the addition to our werewolf vocabulary and GIFs to go correspond with it. Oh, the grievance list. So this is the grievance list from Tumblr. We didn't find out what Styles' first name is. We didn't find out what Papa Stilinski's first name was. I thought we were supposed to have Gerard, and that nobody was complaining about the lack of it. Really? Silver Spot destroyed the Oni? Okay, whatevs. And then, not enough mourning over Allison. That is literally the summation of Tumblr, besides the really cool GIFs of the scenes and the wrap-up stuff and Crystal Reed interviews I saw. And my favorite one is this, though, I think. It's from Pack-Mikhail. And it says, Jeff has so much meta in the show, except for their ages. It's the biggest fan complaint ever. And, you know, Jeff has been nailed about it, that he's like, oh, I actually didn't really think about it, especially like Derek and Peter and stuff like that. So I just really like, yeah, we got answers to some stuff, but all the stuff that we've been wondering, and you promised us at New York Comic Con, Jeff, none of it happened.
Gotta say, I don't care about the Stilinski's first names at this point. That is not a complaint about for me.
Well, it's just that he made such a big deal about both of them, and then for it to go unanswered, like, it was like, really? I mean, they trended it for like 3 weeks straight, like on a certain day. I'm serious. It was a big deal.
Okay.
Oh, here's another one. Let's just all blame it on Greenberg that we're all in this mess.
Oh, I agree. Greenberg, Davis, and Gerard. One of the three is to blame for everything.
Oh gosh, because we haven't heard Greenberg in a while. It tickled me pink.
I'm telling you, I think Greenberg is going to be the Lex Luthor of this show.
Oh, and the thing about Danny, I think I saw this even a hashtag. It's like, I bet Jackson told him.
That is a good answer for that.
And then they were like, no, then they took it one step further. Like, I bet Danny knew Jackson was a Cannibal before Jackson knew.
I actually have one from Tumblr also.
Hell has frozen over, guys.
Only because it was tweeted.
Oh, okay.
But it is actually the Teen Wolf official Tumblr site, and it is the video called The Office Nugatsuni. Surprisingly enough, The Office Nugatsuni is even more annoying than the real one. So, I hate Mummy Mouth, but man was I laughing in this one. So if you haven't got a chance to see that one, check it out. It's really funny. Especially if you really, really hate lame riddles.
Oh, critics. Right. Man, Hypeable, baby, honey, you're only, well, at least you're not an honorable mention this week. You are number 3. Number 2 is Den of Geek. Number 1 is Backlot. And then the honorable mention of the week is Hollywood Life.
Other fan stuff. Lots and lots of fan stuff at this point. The first one, Quinn Wentz, who did that awesome war song at the beginning, based off of Styles' Nightmares, has written a sequel to it called War Part 2, and it's about Allison's death. So you can catch that on YouTube. His name is Quinn, Quinn, space Wentz, Wentz. At one point, he was the alpha fan for Wolf Watch or something like that. So he's pretty popular, and I think you'll like the song. Also, Zimbio has a Which Teen Wolf Character Are You quiz, which a lot of people in the fandom are taking. They're having a great time with it. Everybody I know has gotten styles, but it's just a fun little thing to do. If you need a small Teen Wolf fix, go ahead and over to there. It's Zimbio, Zimbio. It's the quiz, and it's the Teen Wolf character one. The Culturalist has the best I can't moments of the season, sponsored by Teen Wolf itself, but it's been really a lot of fun to go and see the kind of things that they're putting on. Lots and lots of memories that way. So if you want a quick recap of it, just go on there and you can click and see everybody's top 10 moments of the season. And that's the whole season, actually, not just 3B. One of my favorite ones that I came across, and I don't know who did it, is a set of gifts that says, "Wake me up when it's June 23rd," and each word has a picture of one of the characters sleeping. And then we had a phenomenal picture of Styles, hand-drawn black and white by Danica Kurnick. That's at DANAJA, capital KURNIK. And it's just really, really well done. So those are my favorite things in the fandom that I've seen so far this week.
Do you have any burning questions? Because I do.
Go for it.
Should Kira's mom be deteriorating or something?
You would think, and it has to be the Wax Foxtail. I'm wondering if it just means because I don't really know the lore very well, I'm wondering if it means that she no longer is immortal, and so she is going to start aging at a regular pace, and that if she gets sick, she is going to be able to get sick, and that kind of thing.
The next one is, what happened to Meredith? My headcanon, Coach adopted her.
I don't see that, but I would be good with that. My guess is that Meredith ends up sitting next to Greenberg in the class.
When he says sweetheart, we'll know.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. Well, she has to come back because she's part of season 4.
Yeah.
So she's the Banshee part of season 4. So, we're going to get her back. Now the question is she also going to enroll? Because, Beacon Hills loves its supernatural students.
And its crazies.
Yeah. My question is more, how much douche dad are we really getting? And then the big questions, which I already know the answer to, which is, oh, yeah, that got swept under the rug. The big questions are, how are they going to exonerate Styles from the hospital massacre? I just don't see how that they can make this feasible. Somebody is going to have to be held accountable for it. And the only person who's tied to all of these is Styles. So certainly somebody is going to be like, it just has to have consequences. It is a Mora situation.
Yeah, and it's going to have about the same resolution.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I don't see how they can fix it. It's an awful lot like White Collar, and the zest to have such a big ending, you leave a mess for the next season to come to get back in. So when, Neil fled to the island in the end of the season, when he came, he had to be able to come back in some way, and it made no sense for him to come back in anything but handcuffs. So how are they going to resolve this? Because it's the same kind of magnitude of a problem.
Yes, that's where we're getting a time jump.
Oh, good. 2 months later, Styles is done doing his community service.
Exactly.
For people in the hospital.
Exactly.
Good.
Yeah. A lot of stuff is probably going to get swept under the rug, but, que sera, sera.
It'll bug me. It won't bug everybody else, but it'll bug me.
Sometimes our podcast has more continuity than the show, and that bugs. Is there anything else we can talk about?
Well, we can talk about a lot of things, but I do think that is basically a wrap. If there are any shameless plugs. that you would like to put in?
I do a podcast called The Winchester Report with my friend Sophia for Southgate Media. I do a podcast for the DVMPE called Arrowcast. Of course, it's about this show on CW called Arrow, about the comic book hero Green Arrow. If you're into sci-fi with a strong female lead, I'm your go-to gal. LilithLovesTV.blogspot.com. Love is spelled L-U-V-S.
As for me, I am getting ready to start a Warehouse 13 podcast with Zach. We also podcast Sleepy Hollow. Warehouse 13 comes back for its final season on Monday, April 14th. So we will probably be talking about it on Tuesday, April 15th. So check it out. There's lots of great things going on in Warehouse 13 this time. Lots of great guest stars. Love what they're doing with it, what I've seen so far. So check us out. We're going to be having a great time with that. Also this summer, we are doing a Buffy Roundtable podcast. So if you enjoy Buffy, then check us out. We are actually doing season 2 this summer, which is my favorite season. So I'm really looking forward to that. We're also going to be doing an 80s movie podcast. We're starting with The Princess Bride, and our second one is The Goonies. So lots of great flashback memories for that too. All of those are at Southgate Media. And then also I still am writing my Last Week in TV. I'm going to be doing that throughout the summer too, with a short break for my vacation. But I'm going to be trying to get some of those shows that everybody says that I should watch. I'm going to try and marathon some and talk about those too. And then, of course, I do the recaps for Teen Wolf. I also write for Grimm, and I do a lot of best scene polls over at Spoiler TV. And probably the big thing is that I'm looking to start doing, on a regular basis, a Teen Wolf kind of like retro time, and doing some binges on Teen Wolf, starting, of course, with season 1, working our way up till season 3B, so that when we get ready to start on June 23rd, we'll all be caught up again. So if you're interested, you can find me at Dawn1, that's at DAHNE1, on Twitter, and I'll be posting schedules and things like that. Teen Wolf is not on Netflix. It is on Amazon Prime, so you can find it there. You can use your DVDs and come and join us. It's going to be a great time. We've got a lot of good conversation.
Oh, one more announcement. Can I just make one more?
Mm-hmm.
I am doing the A to Z challenge in April.
Ooh.
It's gonna be all about, of course, sci-fi genre shows for the most part from A to Z. I'm starting at Arrow and I'm ending with 0 Hour and everything in between. Theme for it is first, favorites, and finales.
And that is a wrap on Teen Wolf Season 3. Thank you so much for listening to the Welcome to Beacon Hills podcast. We loved experience this roller coaster, back guano crazy stroke-giving season with you. So until June, keep safe, stick together, and stay alert. Because, dude, it's Beacon Hills.
If you would like to donate to help pay for this and other Southgate Media Group podcasts, simply go to our website, southgatemediagroup.com, and click on the donate button. It can be as little as $1 or, well, as much as you want. Help keep this fun going by supporting this and our other shows. Thanks again for listening, everyone. You're the best fans in the world.